So this is a video that I've been wanting to do for a long time, but up till now I haven't actually had the video or the time and the thoughts planned out enough to do it. But my older sibling's autistic. But the odd or off or the thing is that he didn't get diagnosed until he was in his mid-20s. And my sibling's about 4 years older than me, so that puts him in his early 30s now. Growing up, it was extremely challenging. I can remember from basically the age of 12 on, I was the older sibling. Because I could pick up on those little social cues that some autistic people can't pick up on as well. And I saw my brother making those social mistakes of when somebody clearly didn't want to speak to him, he would keep on talking anyway. Or acting inappropriately or talking about inappropriate topics at certain times. He had a problem with, verbally, sexually harassing people. It was all verbal, never anything physical. I'll keep his hands to himself, but he said things to people, and my mother, and myself included, that no young man should ever say to a woman or another man. Excuse me. I can remember, some of it's sibling rivalry, obviously, but I can remember growing up, he would play his music so loud I could never study. And I honestly think that this led to my learned helplessness when it comes to math, because I knew that I could never find any space that was quiet enough for me to be able to do my mathematics, because I knew that I was always going to be interrupted because of my sibling. Especially on into my teenage years, things got really rough as I became mentally, emotionally the older sibling, and it became more apparent that my brother was somehow not emotionally or psychologically similar to young men of his age. But he was tested for disabilities, but the professionals that did the diagnostics didn't catch it. And that's because my brother is an extremely high-functioning individual. He lives on his own. He has had a long-term partnership with a young woman who's about his same mental status. He's even got an associate's degree in computer science. And, with a lot of autistic people, he has a couple of things that he's really good at. My brother happens to be really good at computers. And these days, he does quite well for himself. And in a way, I'm actually quite glad he still lives in the small town that we grew up in, so that he can be there for my folks if need be, to shovel their walkway or to mow their lawn and such. But on into the teenage years, it got really troublesome, because I would get made fun of at school for stuff that he did. And when I turned 16 and I went down to Alabama for the first time, around that time I figured out that I was not a full heterosexual. At that point I thought I was bisexual. And it was post 9/11, and I had a computer in my room as just an old PC, but I put a document on there called "Read This If I Die," and my brother was going to install my printer over the summer while I was gone, or over the time I was gone. And he happened to find this document, print out the part where I mentioned that I'm gay, or that I was bisexual at that point, or I thought I was, and he tried to use it against me. And when he tried to use it against me, I lied my little face off and said that he was lying, I don't know what he's talking about. But at that point, he said that it was his goal in life to make my life a living hell. And the following spring, he was dating a girl who was a senior at my high school, Yeah, she was a senior at my high school. By this time he had graduated. But he tried to go to my junior prom, and I would have nothing of it. Thankfully enough, my parents didn't let him. Now, yeah, everybody at school thought that I was mean for not doing that, but that would have ruined my junior prom because of all the bullshit that was going on at home. And furthermore, over the next couple of years, my brother made some bad decisions in his life, and I had to watch him treat my parents basically like crap. A lot of it was because he didn't have his diagnosis yet, so people didn't know how to treat him. He could never stay on a budget. He could never maintain employment and other challenges like that. And nobody in the family could quite figure out why. And they talked about getting him on disability at one point, and I had done research over it, and it's like at that point he did not have anything to go on disability with or disability for. Because even if he was below level, he didn't have the clinical diagnostic, the paperwork to back it up. Thankfully enough, he did get that paperwork, he did get the diagnostics. And I went away to college. Honestly, that was one of the things that made things easier. That I wasn't around him, simple enough. And I know that I have a lot more bad memories of things, to the point where I cannot be around my sibling unless I've had a beer or two. And I know that that's really sad, but that is just an example of how challenging it can be to be the younger sibling of an undiagnosed autistic person. And I'm not stating any of this to say that this is the experience of all people who are the siblings of autistic people. And I would think that my case might be a little bit different than a lot, because my brother didn't get his diagnosis until so much later. I don't know. I just got back. I'm heading home from a family reunion where, basically I had several glasses of wine, stayed relaxed, was able to get along with my sibling, but it's still very challenging to this day. And a lot of that's because I have such deep scars from my teenagehood, because he didn't get his diagnosis till much later. I guess one of the things to learn is to keep an eye open for the signs and symptoms, and hopefully those people who happen to be autistic can get their diagnosis earlier so that they can get put on a path to help them adapt to the world as it is. Peace out, YouTubes.